I'm here with the second part on the painting tutorial on how to paint the Heldrake, and this part I will explain how to do the armor plates. I explained in the first part how to do these golds and the pink part, and if you have not followed the first part, the pink is because I want to follow the same color scheme I do for my Thousand Sons Chaos Marines. And now I will start painting the armor plates. I will use Macrash Blue for the inside and Aberland Sunset as a starting point for the rivets. And so the color scheme of the plates, the armor plates, are going to be like this one. Paint this one before once I was doing the pink. So the first thing we will do, we will apply Macrash Blue on all the inside parts of the armor plates. So we'll start, for example, from here on the top. I use the tire brush. I try to avoid to paint on the part that will be yellow later on or gold, and just do this inside of the armor plate. Okay, it's a job that will take some time. I will go plate by plate and just applying the blue. Try to thin the paint down to make a uniform color that you cannot see the strokes of your painting. So you see here, okay, it's not much mystery, eh? It's just plate by plate. I will paint all these armor plates first with blue. Okay, just do these two as example. You can imagine I will be repeating the same for all the different parts on the armor. Okay, so I will be back once all the blue is applied. So the blue is applied all over the armor plates, and now I'm going to apply the yellow, as you see here. I will also paint yellow at the bottom and on the spikes. Now I'm realizing that I forgot to do the blue on the spikes, but first I will show how the yellow. I take now the tail brush and I just apply on the black. What I will use is base color Aberland Sunset. It's quite a dark yellow, but it's covering quite well on black compared to other yellows, so most likely we'll need to do 2 layers, but that should be okay. So I just apply. It's better 2 thin layers than 1 thick layer as usual. So I will apply this on all the different on all these parts of the armor, as you can see. So not a lot much to say. First I will apply 1 layer. I will show you how it's looking like with 1 layer, and then I will apply the second one. So I will be back once the yellow is applied. Okay, first layer of yellow is done, and you can see the color is not uniform yet, so we will need to do second layer. I just want to do this video to show that these clear colors, most of the times you need to do a second layer, so don't get nervous if you see that the first layer is not good enough. So now what I will do, all these regions, I will do a second layer of yellow. Again, I will use, and as you see now the second layer is much solid, much uniform, so it's working much better. So do a second layer of yellow, the same one as before, Aberland Sunset, and you will see that the color is much solid. So no more to say here, just apply this second yellow layer. Sometimes it's need even to do a retouch and do maybe not a complete third layer, but you need to go and retouch some of the parts where you did the second layer, especially when the color is very clear, or yellows are the colors that can give more issues when we paint. So yellows, I also recommend 2 to 3 thin layers than try to make all at once layer, because then you will be too thick in paint. So I will be applying the second layer here. One thing I want to explain, when you do this type of patterns, a way to make it easier for yourself is you take the brush and you put the brush with less paint horizontal, and then you just go on top. By doing in that way, you have much control where you apply the paint, and you will see that it's easier. So go flat, try to not to put too much paint, and you will see that it's easy to follow. I know that it will be time consumer to paint as I'm doing here, but I don't have airbrush, and I think this is the best way to do it with a wood final result. You see, you have to go flat, take some paint out. You don't need a very nice brush here, a very nice tip. You need to apply the right paint and go horizontal. Okay, so I will be doing this second layer of yellow on all these parts, and you can see the difference. This part have 2 layers, and some of them they don't have. So here you can see clearly the difference. It's also here. You see the front have the 2 layers and the back no. So I will be working on my second layer. So this goes looking like after 2 layers of yellow. Okay, it's looking quite good. Now what I will see is I realize that there is some flesh parts here below this armor when I was painting the yellow. So I will do this type of flesh also in pink, as I did on all these parts. So I will paint that following exactly the same procedure, and I will connect the camera once I done this, and I keep working on the yellow. I think it's important not to do this pink because it's very in the inside of the here of the dragon, here below the armor plates, and I want to be sure that I don't mess up with pink once the yellow is completely done. So I always like to paint from the more interior parts, or the parts that are more at the side of the miniature, to the external parts of the miniature. This is why I'm doing now this part here. So I'll reconnect the camera once I did all this pink part. So as you can see, I start doing the pink parts here, and also it's going to be difficult to show this on camera, here below the armor plates. I let them dry. While they are drying, I will start working on the gold part, or the yellow, but on the gold spikes that I will do here. So I take Gehenna's gold, and I will paint this type of things that you will see here. So I will paint these things. Okay, just apply the color on top of yellow. And I will paint as well. Here I will need better brush. I will paint as well here inside these things, only this part. Okay. Nothing special here, just thin down a little bit the paint and apply directly on yellow. Should not give any problem. See, a bit more here. Ensure that you completely paint the part and you don't leave the yellow in that region visible. And it's better to do it now because it's quite a hidden part and you don't want to do it later on because you can tilt some of the surrounding parts of the miniature by mistake. So I will do this, and these small things, so spikes that we have on this part of the wing. Okay, so I will just paint all these parts on golden here, and here I will do these things. So I will do them all also here. I will connect back the camera once I done this because there is not much to explain here. So I finished to apply Gehenna's gold on all these things here as well. I applied on these parts of the wing as well. So now the next step I will take use now Agvax air shade and do a wash on all these metal parts. So I will start with the ones that are here, the most difficult ones, and I will just do a wash, and the idea is that the gold is well differentiated from the yellow. So you want to emphasize the shade between the yellow and the gold part. So you do like that, and then you do as well the top part. This part is more difficult to have access. Okay, I will apply the same on all these small packs, and I will ensure that the base of these things have a good shading. So you do one by one. That way we have a good the details in gold are well defined. And I will apply also here at the base of these parts. Okay, so I will do all these them as well. See here, right, and the base of this one. I will do also, you do also the other parts. So here I guess you get the idea, and you do the same on these ones here and the ones on the neck. Okay, so I will keep applying, as you have seen, the wash, the Agvax air shade on the gold, and I will be back once this is completely dry. So now next step I will do, I will highlight all the details on the yellow part, and I will start with Seraphim Sepia, applying on this type of things. Okay, so I will do one by one all of them, and I will also do very soft at the base of these protuberances here. So you go one by one, sorry, and you do this, and I will do all. So as you see, okay, and then also I will do these things that appear as a damage here, this type of damages on the armor, like cats, or yeah, and I will apply the same here. One by one you do all this, I don't know how it's called in English. Okay, it's quite fast, and it's giving quite a nice base to do the highlights next. So I will keep doing these highlights on yellow. You see, I'm using Seraphim Sepia to do that. Also here, on the bottom part of the armor, I will do all of them. Don't worry if it's looking darker, because later on we are going to highlight it. So you just apply. And also on these damages. So I will keep doing that, and I will be back once the wash is dry. So now the next step I will do is I will start highlighting with Flash Gith Yellow. I will do edge highlighting. I will not do this part because I will use Dawn Yellow for this part. So what I will start here, and I will go to the edge like that. So I will do all the edges. I will do the edges as you see here. So just follow the edges. And when you see this damage, you follow also this one. These things that I didn't keep in gold, I keep it in yellow. Yes. So I will keep doing that. So as you see, I will do this all over the armor plates here at the bottom, and then here on top I will not do all, I will just do the edge, this edge here. Okay, something like that. I will only do the exterior edge of the wings. Okay, so I will keep doing that. As you see here, I will do the edges, and I will paint also the edges here. So I just want to show another thing that I'm doing here on this part of the armor is, after doing the edge highlight, for example here, okay, I do the edge highlight and I follow the damage, and we see that all the damages will have this direction. So to emphasize the type of damage that this Heldrake can face, or the some scratches, what I will do is I will do like some lines in that direction, as you see here. Okay, so you can do some shorter, some longer, even some very thin, we can do so. And I will do the same here on all the edges, so you can do something very thin like that. Okay, you can do here as well. Try to make a regular pattern, so in that way you simulate a little bit. Some can be almost with more water down to make that is fading, so not all have to be the same, we have to have the same visibility. So you do this type of vertical lines this moment. Then we will emphasize with the second highlight. This moment is only just one highlight to see what I mean. You keep repeating this on all the armor plates. So first I do the edge, then I go here and I do this damage. You can make it longer if it's needed. Okay, I will also highlight, although this is not real, just the cross where it goes, the standing. See, make this more visible than the other. You try to do like a little bit of irregular the edge, you try to make it solid. The way you show better the segmented. You can do another one here. So the idea is just to make some, and also follow the same direction, because this is the flying direction of the Heldrake. So you can do simple here, something like that. Okay. I don't know if you can see here in the camera, I guess you can see something. So it's just to emphasize it's a way to emphasize the type of damage that we can see on when we are painting the armor plates. So here at the bottom of the Heldrake, that there is like these vertical cuts. so you can emphasize them, making also highlight lines in the same direction. This may be too visible, so okay. So I will keep doing this type of lines here at the bottom, and I will be back once I finalize all the bottom here. So this is how it's looking like now that I apply flash and Gith yellow. So you see here how it's looking like now. Armor plates. Also did the neck. And these plates, these armor plates. Okay. So next step, I will take dawn yellow and I will do all the rivets with dawn yellow. I will pick up all the rivets with dawn yellow. This is quite straightforward. You take with your brush and you go to the rivet and you apply. You go rivet by rivet, applying that thing. Normally you don't need a very thin tip to do that. It's better to have some type bigger tip and just do a touch to the rivet, as you can see here. The other thing I'm going to do with dawn yellow, I will do a second highlight and edge highlight on the wings. So for example, and this one will go only to the most extreme parts of the wing. For example, like that. Sorry. Okay. So you just, and I will do just the exterior part. So you see here. So you don't need to do it in all the different edges, only the edges that you think that can catch more the A. Okay, this is what I will do on the wings. So you go wing by wing, you just apply. You see I put the brush and I touch with the side of the brush the edge. Very soft, very gentle, and then you leave this color to the edge. Okay, so you do this on all. Sorry, I ran out of battery. So as I was explaining, so on the edges you go with the brush in sideways and you just soft touch all the edges. As you can see here. Okay. And then of course I will do all the rivets here. Okay. You see, it's not that fast. I have to say that the highlight with the first highlight with yellow was very time consuming, and painting these armor plates is quite time consuming in that way, because you have to go line by line and you have to respect each one. The other trick I want to show here, on the middle part, I didn't highlight all the different rivets, all the different things. I just highlight some of them, and I will just keep doing the same, and just some of the peaks, not too much because it's too bright this color, so I will do it more for the edges of the wing. And now I will show another effect that I will do on the yellow bottom part of the Drake. As you've seen before, I did these lines like that. So what I will do first is I will highlight as well the edges here with this light yellow. I will follow the same process. I will do all this edge first. Okay, and then when I did these lines, I will do now inside a line with the lighter yellow. In that way. Okay, so in that way we are going to simulate that is like scratches or some marks from the fight or from different things that can hit the Drake during the flight. So for example, this one here, I will show. First I do the age. Okay. I do the age here, and now I will do these vertical lines. You can leave some with the previous color, for example this one, and then I can do this one here at the bottom. So then here around this damage, this is why the reason in some areas I did the previous yellow quite thick, because now I have a space to put the new highlight and leave the two layers visible, so the new one and the previous one. So when you are expecting to do two highlights on a part, make the first highlight thicker. If not, it will be very difficult to put the second highlight leaving the previous one visible. So this is here. Sometimes you will cover completely the previous one, but this should be okay in that type of damages. So I guess you catch the idea now here. Okay, and then of course I will do the rivets. Okay, so this is, I will keep doing that. Here I will pin this thing here. Okay, so this is what I will do now. I will do a second highlight, and I will emphasize more this type of scratches here with done yellow. So I will keep doing that, and I will be back once I finalize this layer. So now I finalize the highlight with done yellow. You see here more at the bottom how it's looking like right now. Let me move the camera a little bit up. So this is how it's looking like. I mean, this light is too much. Okay, see the highlights. I also did highlights here at the edge of the wings and the edge of the armor plate here, and also on these spikes, on the little spikes so here on the top. And I did all the rivets with done yellow. As well, I did the same here on the neck section and on these two armor plates. Okay, that will go here on the top. So next step, I will use now Warhammer blue, and what I will do, Warhammer blue, I'm thinking maybe better to use Lothen blue. It's less vibrant. What I'm going to do now is you see the blue is too flat at this moment. So what I will do is some random highlights on the blue. For example, here I will do something like that. Just following the shape of the blue of the armor. This is again another time consuming, is very long to apply. Don't need to do all the corners and all the armor. So at least one touch in each section, but not the full section, so if not, will look weird. And I recommend you to have the original blue next to you, because in case you think that you did too much, you can just do a correction like I'm doing now. When I do this, I prefer to do the correction at the same time, because if not, later on it's going to be quite difficult to find all the potential mistakes that you can do. So for example here I will follow this shape here like that and like that, and I'll use the original blue to make it thin when I think that the line is too thick. So I will do this all over the different armor plate. For example, okay, so this is the idea. I will keep doing that on all the different, for example here on the back armor plate I will do especially these triangles that you see here, and that way I emphasize the decoration of the armor plate. It's just a matter of passion. And you can do, for example, so you see what I mean. Okay, so I will keep doing that on all the different parts that I paint up to now, and I will be back once I finish this part. Okay, this is how it's looking like after doing the highlight on the blue parts. You see, this is the look now of the armor plates. Okay, so now the blue half is not that flat. I did the same on these armor plates. These are now ready to be glued on the Heldrake. Okay, here I will not do any more work apart of maybe highlighting a little bit the gold part. And this is the neck. Okay, so this is finalizing this part of the video where I do the armor plates and I explain. I will repeat the same on the wings later on, but now in the next part I will do the glowing effect here at the bottom part of the Heldrake, and I will do also these things here that are still pending of being painted, and the highlight on the gold. So that's finishing this part. I hope it has been useful and has been interesting for you. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and see you again later. Bye.